She closed her eyes and climbed to a height of 10,000 meters, but she didn't notice the rotten wooden step. She lost her balance and fell down. Luckily, she was able to grab the wooden ladder. Then she picked up her pace and soon came upon a cloud. She climbed up with great effort and then collapsed on the cloud, unable to calm down for a long time. Suddenly she jerked up and looked behind her. A scarf-wrapped wooden house came into view, and her face darkened. Looking at the broken wooden steps, she thought for a moment and then took a bundle of scars out of the wooden house, and then trembled to the edge of the cloud. It turned out that she had been living on this cloud since she was a child. Every day is a repetition of knitting scarves in the house. When she was hungry, she ate some cookies. When she was bored, she would read a book by the windowsill. It was a very pleasant life. But this afternoon, a small accident disrupted her life. She was relaxing on a cloud, reading a book. Suddenly she was interrupted by a noise on the ground. She peeked out curiously, but the noise got louder and louder. She even got a splitting headache from the noise. To escape the noise, she went back inside. But just as she opened her eyes to continue knitting her scarf, she was startled by the sound of voices in the kitchen. She took a defensive stance and looked over to see a squirrel stealing food. She backs away from the squirrel, frightened by his adorable appearance. The woman hides behind her scarf and watches carefully. After making sure there's no danger, she tries to throw a snack, but the squirrel played on the woman's body as if he knew her well. They became instantly acquainted. Not caring about the noise outside, she followed the squirrel and ran out the door. But as they stood on a cloud, the woman fell into it uncontrollably, and then she plummeted downward. She landed on an unfamiliar cloud. Her heart raced, and the noise got louder. Suddenly the squirrel fell too. Then the squirrel ran into an old wooden house. She was curious and followed him. When she entered, she was shocked by what she saw. A woman was sitting in a rocking chair with blank eyes, knitting in her hands. She suddenly got up and looked at the mirror in front of her as if she realized what was going on. She ran to the door in horror, taking the squirrel with her. Then she climbed up the wooden ladder to her cloud. She didn't stop to throw the scarf she had knitted down. After looking at the familiar house, she jumped down with the squirrel without hesitation.